Shout out to J&J.
So I just want to send a shout out to J&J Sports for having me once again.
Episodes, man. You guys got a real good thing going on.
Part two, you guys. We got part two rankings. I'm gonna go ahead and go on this one, man, for the part two. Let's do it. 22nd. San Francisco 49ers, 6-11. Yeah. Uh, is it hard to go from the Super Bowl to missing playoffs, James?
Of course. And for a team like the 49ers, I mean, they're NFL royalty. They have 5 Super Bowls under their belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been to multiple Super Bowls in the past few years. So this was really difficult for them. And especially with all the money that they have for their offensive, defensive stars.
Right. I mean, I don't know what it's like. It was a whole transition because we seen them play against the biggest Super Bowl, most viewed Super Bowl with the Kansas City Chiefs, to now being just seem like a regular team now. I don't know what needs to happen for them to get their funk back because they have the stars, they have everything. Ayuk, they have and they paid everybody, so I don't know what's happening.
I'm wondering if maybe Purdy is the problem because, he was the last guy drafted there towards the end, and he had some excellent success with them his first few years, but maybe he's starting to peter off as a starter.
Yeah. And I don't know, man. And just to end up with this team, man, will they make the playoffs? You think next year? I know this year is like it's pretty much damper, but do you think? Let's say they make changes. Could they make it?
I don't think that they will. And I think this has to do with the fact that the Rams look so tough. I mean, I think they were the division leaders there. The Cardinals are on the rise.
Oh yeah.
And then you have to contend with a team like the Seahawks, who they've stayed a really competitive football team for a
minute,
time.
even after Russell Wilson and all these guys leaving. Yep. So we'll keep you guys updated on the 49ers. Like I said, I would love to see them get back into that place, but we'll just have to see, Definitely have to see. Next up, man, I'm gonna let you go over because this your team right here, man.
The Dallas Cowboys, they finished 7-9, and considering all the injuries, I think they were lucky to finish 7-9.
Yeah,
there were a lot of really close games there down the stretch, and I'm just curious from your own perspective.
Yeah,
the owner Jerry Jones, he's the general manager of the team, and that's the only NFL team that's like this.
Yes.
Do you think that's their issue?
Yeah, he is the issue, but like I said, I don't think they're getting rid of him anytime soon. But he's part of the issue, I would say.
Yeah, and we have linebacker Micah Parsons. He's already talking about the Super Bowl. Do you think it's too soon?
Definitely too soon, but definitely kind of keep having their mind because, like I said, they still have a chance, right? I think in the.
I think they would have a chance next season to compete for sure. I mean, when they get Dak back healthy, maybe another wide receiver out there.
I was going to ask you, man, since we're talking about Michael Parsons, a lot of people had something to say about him getting emotional after losing one of the recent games. He was crying, stuff like that. Do you feel like players that have emotion, is that a good thing or bad thing to have?
I think that's a wonderful thing to have because it shows that they're invested in what they're doing. They're invested in their job. They're invested in the game.
Exactly.
So to see that emotion, I mean, it's just raw emotion and just everything coming out at once. Pretty much, the season's over.
Right.
They didn't get to where they thought they'd get to, and with the Cowboys too. And I've heard Mike Fisher of Athlon Sports talk about this. You didn't hear them ringing that Super Bowl bell all season like they have been every year for a long time. And they're always talking about the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We didn't hear that too much this last season.
Yeah, exactly. It's different now. Like I said, I don't think nothing's wrong with him getting emotional. Like I said, it just shows you're really into this game. And no matter what money, like you're really into this. So I admire it, man. I have to. You know what I mean? I definitely admire it. But yeah, we're gonna get into the next one, man. Number 20, Indianapolis Colts. They finished 8-9. Payman, Andrew Luck. They have Richardson now, and he shows promise. Do you think they're rebuilding thing?
I think so.
Yeah. Not like I said, Richardson has to be careful because Like I said, I think his post interview, one of them, he was saying he was tired and stuff like that. It's like, bro, you're in the big leagues now. Like it's gonna get real for you. So he just has to lock in. For sure, for sure. Yeah, so we'll see. Because they met in the Super Bowl, is there any kind of rivalry between these teams though?
I would say like the Indianapolis Colts and New Orleans Super Bowl. I'm actually kind of curious about that. I could see there being one, but so like after that Super Bowl, how did New Orleans feel about it?
I think it was bittersweet. I don't think it was really a rivalry, but I feel like when those teams play, they know, like, you know, what history was made early in the 2000s with Peyton Manning and Drew Brees. We knew that. So, and there were two amazing teams at that time. Football, man. I mean, Peyton Manning, he was like that.
I know a broadcaster, successful broadcaster right now, took it particularly hard. Pat McAfee was the punter on the Colts.
Yeah.
And I've heard him kind of speaking in anger about seeing the gold and black confetti falling from the ceiling and stuff, thinking that it should have been blue and white for the Colts. So.
Right. Yeah, man, definitely. Number 19, man, my Saints rivalry. The Atlanta Falcons finished 8-9. Did they make a mistake in paying QB Cousins?
Yes. I had no idea what they were doing there.
Yeah.
Especially considering, Washington let Cousins go. Minnesota let Cousins go. Yeah. So, I mean, the Falcons, they needed a quarterback. They picked him up. Now, Michael Penix, I think, is their quarterback of the future.
Right.
You know, when you draft in the first round, you draft to bring someone as the starter.
Yeah. I mean, they knew that though, James. Like I said, you trying to give this money to a damn near retired quarterback. He's an older guy. You know what I'm saying? He's not just fresh out the market. He didn't work out with Minnesota. What makes you think he's going to work out in Atlanta? You know what I mean? So, they knew that though. You know what I mean? But like I said, all they have to do is he can be a backup. All these kind of older quarterbacks, James, they're still good, but they should be backup just in case something happens with the new first start. So, and as far as the rivals, yeah, it's gonna always be like that. You know.
So
what I mean?
Atlanta and New Orleans that's probably the number one rival.
Yeah, the number one of the NFL. Well, them and then the Steelers and the Ravens. That's a big rival as well. So. You know what I mean? So, but yeah.
I hope we get to see the Steelers and Ravens meet in the playoffs. That'll be a lot of fun.
Man. Okay. And then up next, we got Miami Dolphins finished 8-9, just like the Falcons. Tyreek.
Yeah, that was really something when he came out directly after the end of the Dolphins' final game of the season and said, I'm done. I'd like to go elsewhere. Or I think he was saying that he's too talented to just be out there.
Nah, man, that was so selfish. That made me look at him kind of different because, like I said, you're a talented player. You're one of the fastest wide receivers in the league. We know this, and you have money. Why are you chasing? That shouldn't be the end goal for you based off a team. He was with the Kansas City Chiefs. They're in the playoffs right now. That could have been you if you would have just stayed put.
See, that's interesting too. Considering that he left the Kansas City Chiefs, they offered him money, but he left for more money to go to Miami.
Miami, right?
And then he's saying that the move would be for his family to, I guess, go to a winning team or whatever. Right. But he was saying that he left to take care of his family for the money. So he's almost kind of contradicting himself.
Yeah, exactly. Like, dude, what do you really? It's something personal that happened. But I don't know if it's between him and Patrick Mahomes. Something happened to where it's like, okay, I'm gonna just go somewhere else. But you wanted to stay. You should have stayed where you were at. Like I said, Chiefs are gonna always be division playoff teams. You know what I mean? Like that's gonna always be them.
Where do you think he's gonna end up? Like maybe back with the Chiefs?
Honestly, I mean, and I don't think they would mind taking him back. He can go back there, but it just depends, It wouldn't be the same. But, yeah. we'll keep you guys updated. And as far as Tua Tagovailoa, man, it's sad that he ended his with a concussion. We weren't looking toward that. He was doing so well before that concussion, man, and it just seemed like everybody lost faith after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, would like to remain the starter and continue playing though. And I mean, I think they're going to give him the chance, but the biggest issue here is the fact that people have seen him get so many concussions.
Yeah,
just in the past few years.
Yeah, man. But like I said, so as far as him, do you feel like how many years do you think he have left in the game? Because he's having concussions. It's a lot. I know it's an ending period soon, but how long do you think he has?
If he has another serious concussion where he's knocked cold, I think it would be a major mistake for him to continue playing.
Yeah. He would have to sit it down for sure. But we'll keep you guys updated on Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins. Like I said, Tyreek Hill, bro, that was kind of selfish. You know what I mean? Giving them a year. You know what I mean? Just, don't chase the money. Don't chase the team. You had the right situation already. So we'll keep you guys updated on the Miami Dolphins team. I'm not losing hope on that team. They can still be successful. Yeah. Is that round 2? Which number?
We can keep going until the playoff teams, and then the
Bengals.
The playoff teams are kind of the very end of it. I just added 3 of them because we can kind of discuss.
Cool. So up next, man, we got the Arizona Cardinals, 8-9, finished 8-9. Major success this season. Like I said, they had a tough division with the Rams, Seahawks, and the Niners. Can they compete next season?
I think they definitely can compete next season. Mm-hmm. And, the Niners, we've seen them getting worse. So I think Arizona is going to go and fill that, pick up the slack there from where the Niners were dropping.
And we covered that new wide receiver that got drafted. What's his name? We covered, he's had major success with Kyle Murray. And Kyle Murray is the difference, man. That guy is something special. Like I said, he keep playing like this, absolutely.
He's one of those quarterbacks who has continued to play at a high level, but maybe the team around him has dropped. So it's almost kind of the opposite of what you see going on in New York, where they get rid of the quarterback.
Right. Exactly. So it seems like any team he goes on is successful. So we'll keep. I hope they have an even better season next season. We'll keep you guys updated on the Cardinals, though, for sure.
That looks like the Seahawks or that.
Oh. Okay, good. No, I thought I heard somebody knocking. Number 16, we got the Seattle Seahawks, man, ending 10-7. Shout out to the Seahawks, man. Right behind Arizona. They're in the middle of the league here. Will they get better or worse next year?
I think they're going to maybe stay about the same. Yeah. Just looking at them. Maybe they improve after the draft, depending on who they bring out there, but they're right there in the middle. So they were a team which the past few years in or very close to the playoffs. And, Geno Smith, he's done an excellent job out there for what he's done so far. But I really feel like they've had issues ever since they got rid of Russell Wilson.
Yeah, and look at him now. I mean, if you kind of think about Russell Wilson, man, all the stuff he's had to face with these teams, a lot of teams were counting him out. We seen what happened with him and the Broncos. If he would have stayed with him and Sean Payton, that could have worked. Well, actually, no, they wasn't working out. So I think the transition in coaches with Mike Tomlin, they're clicking. So shout out to Russell though. I think they're gonna be better too. So shout out to the Seattle Seahawks. If you're a Seattle fan, comment in the comment section. We'll see them next season. And next up, the team that has been, roller coaster as far as everything, the Cincinnati Bengals, man. They should have not missed the playoffs. Joe Burrow bought a Batmobile. Is that why they're not in the postseason?
I think Joe Burrow buying the Batmobile brought him a certain type of swagger that he didn't have before. Because we saw the way that he was playing towards the second half of the season.
Exactly.
So, maybe this Batmobile kind of added to the swagger that he brought.
Exactly. And if we kind of look into it, first of all, shout out to Jamar Chase, man. He has been major success for this team. Now, this is a big conversational, man, but I'm gonna ask you, man. So between him and Justin Jefferson, a lot of people say that Jamar Chase is a better receiver. But in your opinion, man, who would be the better receiver?
I got to lean towards Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that is we were watching him on that show, Netflix.
Yeah.
And he was showing a ton of his personality, and he just seems like a really fun guy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Like I said, both of them coming out of LSU. Yeah. I mean, I think that's why they're so close. But yeah, they're both just successful. Jamar, he's just one of those guys you can't miss out, man. He's fast. My goodness, him and Joe, they click. So like I said, they were close this season, but we'll see what next season holds.
If Chase and Jefferson never play together at LSU, do you think they're going to be as good as they are?
They still could have been successful, but I feel like them playing at LSU, they already had their chemistry built, so they know how to play with each other. So that's why they're so successful. It's like, I know how to get to Chase. I know what type of ball to throw to him. I know when he's open, when he's not. Yeah.
They're probably always talking shop and talking route releases and things like that. And I remember when Amari Cooper was a member of the Cowboys, he was talking to the young receivers, CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup. He was talking about how he had something over 20 different kinds of route releases.
Yeah. And
it was how he would hold his hips or his shoulders or which foot he was going to launch off of at the start. And, you know, I think when people sit and watch football, they don't think that there's that much strategy involved in it. But it's a chess game out there.
It is a chess game, and only certain amount of players do that. So, definitely. And that's the end of our second round. You guys will keep the third one to be anonymous since playoff is just starting and a lot of these teams are from the play. I think some play tonight as well, if I don't believe. Yeah. But that's the end of our show, you guys. I hope y'all enjoyed this transition switch up scene. Got some special guests coming. James, I want to thank you, my brother. Anything you want to add?
Thank y'all so much for your support. We always love to see the comments. So, you know, engage with us. Let us know any topics you want to see, anything you want us to cover. Yeah. And is there anything that we missed out on?
Definitely. We got some major guests coming, man, on the way. Y'all just stay tuned. Keep rocking with us. But as always, I'm Jamar McKill.
I'm James Sherwood.
And y'all just got served with episode 90 of J&J Sports. Y'all have a great rest of the weekend, and we'll keep you guys updated. Peace.